Oh, your boy is back. You know that intro, babe. It's good with I ain't nothing about these weak ass jumps real quick. Get right real quick. Fuck.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Portland Trail Blazers going up against the Golden State Warriors.
Welcome to the NBA.
And a nice roll continuing right now for Golden State. It's been a fantastic season for them, and this could be one of its most memorable nights, as a win here gives them the best record in the league. So often we talk about players we'll get to see on the floor, but Shaq, you had a chance to speak with a player in tonight's game. You met up with DJ recently. Anything you want to share?
Ernie, I was so impressed. This guy has the temperament that all greats of the NBA have. He loves basketball, and he loves music. So do I. We talked about it for hours.
Wait, you were with DJ for hours?
I sure was.
And you ain't called me. You know that's like, DJ's one of my favorite players. Just, I'd like to hang out with him just to see what it is. It's like that now?
What had happened was the phone had fell in the pool, and I didn't get a chance to replace it.
I had no idea he was such a big country music fan.
Oh, he loves it.
I think it's time to fold him right now.
Yeah. I think a lot of people already fold him.
Here's the deal, Rook.
You lead the league in scoring, that's great. You're a superstar, super, yeah. You even signed a huge contract, that's awesome. But the bottom line is, if you don't have a signature shoe, you ain't made it yet.
He's right.
So Draymond Green hasn't made it yet?
Nope.
Not even close, man.
And Boogie hasn't made it yet?
No, Boogie has not made it yet.
All right, but Paul George just got his signature shoe last year. So you saying he didn't make it till then?
Exactly.
Facts.
Okay, well then, what about you?
Yo, you gonna take it there?
Cool, B.
What about me?
Man, you don't have a signature shoe deal.
Yeah, I should have a shoe deal, but of course these companies are biased.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. They are biased. Against role players.
Oh, that's how you really feel?
Snap. Yo, DJ, that ain't right, man.
All right, bro.
Yo, that was harsh, DJ. Come on.
I mean, you think Sham thinks I'm gonna get a shoe deal? I mean, Brian has been talking to him about it.
Yo, he knows it. That's why it's so harsh, man. You know, hit him where it hurts.
Oh, man. Now I feel bad, B.
Get...
Hey, Sham. I was just playing, man. Look, but if I do get my signature shoe, you can be in my commercial.
We hope to see you again. So visit us online or on Facebook for availability of any of the Trailblazers team. Ride with us.
Tracks, baby. Fire, man.
Appreciate it. What's up, Rook?
Hey, look, I heard you got invited to MJ's golf tournament.
Of course I did. Come on,
Of course
man.
you did, and I would like to be your guest. Your +1.
+1 where?
+1 at the album release party.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He lying.
You know what he asking
He asking you about the MJ tournament.
It might have slipped
Yes,
out,
he
but
is.
that
Really?
wasn't my main, like...
You still over here begging people?
I'm not begging the man, I'm just asking
Hey,
for a
but
little bit
speaking
more.
of that MJ tournament, baby, you remember that?
Hey,
that
that
after
was
party
crazy.
last year with the zip lining?
Wait, hold
Crazy.
on,
I
hold on.
thought you was gonna drown though, B.
Come on,
You told me
man.
you could swim
Remember that? You go?
every year.
And you heard me asking people and you didn't hook it up for your boy?
Yeah, I heard you asking, but you ain't, you haven't paved your way yet.
Dirt.
It take work to be able to get to this type of
I've been
event.
putting in
See,
work.
he
You can
think
ask
it's all
Sham.
easy. He think it's
You
easy.
can ask Sham.
that
I've been
rookie
carrying it
stuff,
too.
Nah,
man.
that's that rookie stuff, man.
It's Western Conference time for the traveling Golden State Warriors today. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from DA along the sideline all game long. Portland playing for the home crowd again tonight. This is a tough team planning on the postseason. And David Aldridge is standing by for our...
Thanks, guys. Well, look, the Trailblazers are...
Thanks, David. What a leader Lillard has become for this team. The Blazers' future is certainly bright with him at the helm. Smitty, with every game mattering so much and how the playoff picture shakes out, do players often catch themselves looking at the standings?
Yeah, you do, because individually you didn't know there are some teams that you stack up better against. Then sometimes you look at, especially if you're one of those teams hovering where you have home court advantage, if you be one of those top four versus starting off on the road, you want to be one of those teams that at least start off with home court advantage.
Now Golden State's starting five. Offense and defense with Durant and Draymond at the 3 and the 4. Curry is out there with the closer, and it's McGee in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's Durant, and Kevin Durant with the slam.
You can see why he loves to play in transition. You give Durant a head of steam, there's no stopping him.
Warriors on D, 4-point game. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Guys, there's so many great scorers in our league, and it makes it tough to get stops, but somehow they were able to do it consistently in that one.
The reason why their rotations were quick, they prevented easy shots and they kept their opponent out of rhythm.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
There's a screen. Turner passes to Lillard. Nurkic setting the pick for Lillard. Here's Swanigan. Screen by Nurkic. Three-pointer, Lillard. Lillard again missing. Warriors have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Curry gets the bucket.
The floater is a tough shot, and Stephen Curry has mastered it.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Hooked away. Now here's Green. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
Lillard with it. 14 points from him the last game against New York.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy.
Outside Turner, pocket 6. And here's McCollum for 3. It's rebounded by Curry. The Warriors have gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start.
When it's all said and done, there will be no doubt Curry will be the greatest shooter of all time. Closing in on every record involving three-pointers. He has absolutely changed the way the league views shooting point guards.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And no issues with how they played. I mean, the problem simply is they just couldn't finish.
They had some opportunities that they let slip away. Sometimes it's just not your night.
And for the Blazers, Greg, you could make the case they possess the second best backcourt in the NBA after the Splash Brothers with Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah, certainly offensively. I mean, they're just about unguardable. The questions begin at the other end. And when you factor in defense, I think you can find some debate there as some other groups tend to do a better job on that side of the ball.
Here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Portland.
And they concentrated a lot on creating open looks from beyond the arc. Player movement, finding space on the perimeter, that was their #1 priority.
It's McCollum with the drive. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
They finally hit one after missing 3 straight.
Curry kicks to Durant. Curry against Lillard. And the basket by Curry. Curry's got 6 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Screen by Nurkic. Now here's McCollum. Not a lot of room. The dish to Lillard. Nails it from the high post. Lillard's got his first 2 points.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Pass to Turner. Here's the lob to Lillard. It's stolen by Curry. The wide open look for Durant. The rebound by Turner.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
They set the screen. Here's Swanigan. He's coming off a 13-point game against New York.
And we have to mention his rebound. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
McCollum kicks to Nurkic. 2 seconds left. And McCollum with the lead. McCollum's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Portland.
The defense cannot afford to give him an inch that close to the basket because he will burn you every time.
And Smitty, you were able to play a couple seasons with Steve Kerr when you were both in San Antonio. What was your time together like there? How do you think he's been influenced by his San Antonio time?
Well, it was a great time. He's a great teammate. I think he's been influenced by Popovich's attention to details. Both are very measured to their approach to things, but the one thing you have to really say that you really link those two together, they are funny. Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
Lillard outside. Nurkic setting the pick for Lillard. The feed to Nurkic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
This is his first trip to the line. So it's the Warriors now. They trail by 1. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Durant and Draymond Green, talented forward duo. The closer is out there with Steph Curry. And it's McGee in at the 5, down low.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Durant in the corner. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Here's Christopher. That's good. A nice assist from Durant. And that's now 6 points for the closer.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the closer in the last matchup against the Spurs got the job done. He scored 26 points and did his work from both lines, hitting from beyond the arc and from the foul line. His big display illustrated exactly the kind of success this team has enjoyed this season. Kevin will be looking for more of the same from them tonight.
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did. I mean, but we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
It's going to be tough. I'm sure their entire defensive game plan is centered around how to stop him. They're going to be all over him.
.135 left in the first half of basketball. 4 on the clock. Here's Harkless. He can't drop the tough 3-pointer.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And after Kevin Durant made his decision to leave the Oklahoma City Thunder, he instantly became one of the most polarizing players, it seemed, Greg, in the NBA.
Listen, Kevin Durant has always been a star in this league, but now he's become the story. It's something that he can handle, but doesn't try to seek out. Was able to prove all the naysayers wrong and just having another amazing season.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Outside Turner. They set the screen. Nurkic can't hit.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
That was against good defense. He tried to sneak it in, though. We've seen him do it plenty of times.
McCollum, left side. Can't hit from in close. Warriors leading by 3. Inside, here's McGee, and the slam dunk by McGee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now Turner, screen by Nurkic. Here's Harkless. Portland again missing. And the first half comes to a conclusion. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
And we saw his work over the first 2 quarters, really pushing the action and consistently finding the open man.
You know, it's so fun to watch the leadership and making his teammates better.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. Nurkic is out there with Swanigan, and it's Turner in at the 3 slot. Steve, a lot of great guards out there in the NBA. Many of them will drag you down to the block. Which guards would you least like to go up against in the post?
I would say Dwayne Wade, because I've got a chance to play against him in the post. Some of the guys now you look at, Sean Livingston, Devin Booker is a sneak peek for me. They say he's a shooter, but you got to watch him down the low post. DeMar DeRozan can make a living down there. Those are the guys that stand out for me right now, Kevin.
Tough guys, tough players, you're right.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Green against Lillard. And there's the pass to Swanigan. And that one is stuck right through.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
I think it very well could be. That might be the game-changing play that helps push them over the top.
Curry passes to Christopher. Deflects the pass. The three. It's Curry. That time on the assist by Green. And it's 9 points for Steph Curry.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Puts it up from 12. Here's Swanigan. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Trailblazers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
For the Trailblazers, Davis comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Aminu in for Evan Turner. And Golden State also making a change. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4, and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender. And I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. And Portland making a change here. Collins is checked in. From the line. McCollum, no good.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And is it any wonder they're ahead in this game? His perfect night from the field has been the catalyst. What's amazing to me about Klay Thompson is his ability to take over a game. He just needs a few shots to drop and look out. The next thing you know, he is in unstoppable rhythm. Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
And with Klay's shooting ability and size, it allows him to put up huge numbers, Steve, when he's locked in. We've seen it before in the past.
You know, just looking at Klay's resume shows how dominant he can be when he's on fire. 35 points in a quarter, 60 in 3 quarters. One of the scariest players in the league when he's on.
And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. And it's Golden State's ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Curry's shot is good.
Stephen Curry is the kind of guy always looking for his shot. If you give him room, he's going to take it.
And Lillard kicks to Aminu. Dishes it to McCollum. Buries the long-range jumper. McCollum's got 13.
The defense was decent, but not good enough. That's his shot, and when he gets any daylight, he's going to let it fly.
Back to Curry. A shot off that time. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They demonstrate a real tenacity on the glass and made their presence felt. We'll see if they can repeat that kind of play.
Takes a 3, and another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Passes it to Aminu. Off the pick. The slam dunk by Aminu.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
And Lillard kicks to Aminu. McCollum outside. To the wing on the left. That's a 2 from Lillard. Again, the miss by Lillard.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
When you watch the Warriors play, their offense is a work of art. There's so much player movement and passing, it's impossible to cover. And the shooting they have, it just puts it over the top.
And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Davis. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Warriors. And there's Lillard on the assist by Aminu. And that's 11 points for Damian Lillard.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Here's Christopher. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Collins, a screen on Iguodala. Here's Lillard. No good off the back of the rim.
And that can't happen. Listen, the wide open chip shot.
Over to the left wing. Here's Christopher. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's now 18 points for the closer.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here is Lillard. 11 points in the game. Shoots from the elbow. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Collins has got his 3rd bucket of the night. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Warriors lead by 18. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the 4th quarter of action when we return. Now let's listen in to head coach Steve Kerr.
Get a couple stops, we get a couple run outs.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Trailblazers trail by 18 on the court for Golden State here in the 4th. Inside, we've got Draymond at the 4 and Pachulia to his side. Curry is out there with the closer, and it's Durant in at the small 4.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
The step back jumper is good. Durant's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Warriors. Nurkic, a screen on Curry. And Turner kicks to Nurkic. Lillard outside. A screen by Nurkic. Jumper off the screen. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Christopher, no good.
Wow, he had it at point-blank range, but the defense was all over him.
Lillard dishes to Turner. Feeds it to Harkless. Nobody near Lillard. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Lillard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's his 2nd triple of the game. Hadn't hit any in the first half. Maybe they made an adjustment at the break.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight grade to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
Well, the NBA can be a superstitious place at times, Steve, with all the quirks and characters in the league. And when you played, what was the strangest game day ritual that you ever saw?
I think Harold Miner. He touched everything with his nose. His gym shoes, his wristbands, the basketballs at the free throw line, and everybody did. And I think for me, as I got older, it wasn't strange. It was out of necessity. I had to get in some kind of steam room and have all those hot pads wrapped around me just to get loose to play.
I like that story. I don't like Baby Jordan's story, though. Harold Miner, that doesn't work for me. I don't understand that. From deep, Green nailed from three-point land.
And right now, Draymond is just cooking, immediately firing, having confidence in himself and knowing he can knock that one down.
Lillard, the pass to Turner. Lillard against Curry. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. There's a screen. Here's Harkless. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. McGee's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Curry passes to Christopher. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
And it's out of bounds to Portland. A retained possession. And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in.
C.J. McCollum.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Releases from 15. They grab their own miss. Hits. Count that one from Nurkic.
I'll tell you, there's no quit in him when it comes to the offensive glass.
Pass to Christopher. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. On the last few seasons, the NBA has seen its share of teams that provide that villain role for the league. The Warriors, perhaps with Kevin Durant, LeBron when he was in Miami and now in Cleveland. Do you think having a villain in the NBA is a good thing for the league?
Well, I think the right type of villain. And when you start talking about Kevin Durant and LeBron James, those are right type of villains because they're getting criticized as a villain because of not of their actions on the floor or off the court, just the choices they made to switch teams. But both those guys, LeBron and Kevin Durant, so far has handled it perfectly, and that's why the league's in good hands.
And the basket by McCollum.
And with that 3, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Warriors leading by 13. Curry kicks to Durant. Pass to Christopher. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Finding the open man, and Durant has dramatically improved as a passer since he's entered this league.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. Shoots over McGee. Nurkic can't hit. Warriors have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Curry kicks to McGee. Puts up a 3. Tips it up. Great positioning on the putback. And the Warriors lead by 18.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, the closer.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. The Warriors making a switch here. Thompson's checked in.
Play substitution.
Here's Livingston. Here's Christopher. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. With the way the Warriors romped in the playoffs and how stacked their team is, Steve, is a team like Golden State or really any team this talented good for the NBA?
It's a question that was asked a lot last season and will get asked a lot this season. I love the way this team plays. I think they play with such greatness and unselfishness. All the other 29 teams, they just have to catch up.
And another great rebound there. I mean, he's pulled down a ton of them, and the size issue has not been a problem here today.
McCollum kicks to Napier. He feeds it to Collins. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect the road team to come in and just cruise the kind of win they did tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
Hey, DJ.
Hey.
Great game out there. Look, Shaq and the guys want to talk to you in the studio.
Really?
So stand, yeah, right this way. Stand
what
here,
up?
and
Okay.
we'll get you set up. Perfect.
It's good.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Shaquille O'Neal to my right, Kenny the Jet Smith on my left, right here in the middle, I'm Ernie Johnson. And a chance now to head down to the locker room for our post-game interview.
Hey, what's up? It's the Jet. You were dropping dimes left and right out there. Now, how were you able to rack up so many assists against their defense?
You know, Kenny, it had a lot more to do with my teammates being locked in than my ability to create. They were coming off the screens and getting separation, and all I had to do was get them the ball. You know, Coach's offense has so many options, it just makes finding an open man really easy.
I see. Everyone was open tonight. Good job of finding them.
Appreciate you.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always our pleasure, although sometimes it's yours as well. For Kenny the Jet and Shaquille, Ernie Johnson, have a great night.